Right, let's get more now on the battle against Islamic State in Iraq. National Security Analyst Arash Aramesh joins me from San Francisco. Nice to see you, Arash. So, the US Defense Chief, Ash Carter, saying that the Iraqi army don't have the will to fight, and they didn't in Ramadi. Do you think that not only does this show Washington's frustration, but also there isn't much encouragement for the upcoming battle to retake Ramadi?
I'm joining you tonight from Los Angeles, Liquessa. But yes, this comment made by Secretary of State, Defense Ash Carter today, they were unprecedented. It shows how frustrated the administration in Washington, D.C. is, and also key national security figures in the United States are with the state of the Iraqi military. Part of it is being the unwillingness of the regular Iraqi forces to fight. On the other hand, the complete lack of respect and disregard for their civilian authority. Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi had given a direct order to forces in Ramadi not to withdraw. And guess what they did? Even though they outnumbered ISIS forces by 4 to 5 to 1, they still left the cities. They were not driven out, they drove out. And that's the sort of the metaphor, the terminology that Ash Carter used today. So it seems like in every major city, the Iraqi army, as soon as ISIS approaches the gates of the city, they just drop their weapons and leave. ISIS is now in control of over about 100 tanks, US-made and Russian-made tanks. These are the heavy equipment ISIS uses to take more cities in Iraq and also transport them back to Syria and take more cities in Syria. So the Iraqi army can no longer just lose cities and wait for the Iraqi Shiite militias, sectarian militias, to come in and help them out. So this situation has to be fixed very quickly. On the other hand, though, ISIS is not just a group of radical Islamists. Right now, ISIS is a coalition of Sunni tribes, radical jihadi Islamists, and also a lot of former Ba'ath Party military officers. These are real good officers. A lot of these officers who fought in Saddam Hussein's army were part of the Second Gulf War, the First Gulf War, and the Iran-Iraq War. They are very well trained and they know how to operate in those states and provinces in Iraq.
I mean, it's all very well for Ash Carter to say this, Arash, but how do you fight a group of people who come ready to die? You can understand why these Iraqi troops are running away.
And that's a very good point. But again, it's not the first time a conventional military force is fighting a group of people who are ready to die. The Taliban were willing to die. Many Hezbollah fighters who fight against Israeli soldiers in southern Lebanon are ready to die. Hamas fighters are ready to die. There are plenty of forces out there who are ready to die. Just by sending human waves, it doesn't guarantee you victory. The problem is when these human waves, these suicide bombers, these truck bomb attacks come through, Iraqi soldiers see no incentive to fight. They drop their weapons and they run out. That's the first thing. So the first issue is the issue of having an incentive to fight, or having or fearing some sort of repercussion, a military justice repercussion after you drop your weapons and run. What happened to those who disobeyed orders in Mosul, the second largest city, 400 kilometers north of Baghdad, that fell last year? I'm not sure. So these are the key issues that have to be addressed. On the other hand, again, the new Iraqi army is a fresh, new, relatively young, and relatively not exactly, well-trained army. And these guys are up against some of the very combat-hardened Ba'ath Party officers from the Saddam era, especially a lot of Sunni foot soldiers who have a lot to win and nothing to lose.
Okay, Arash Aramesh, thank you very much.